Okay, now let's see the product of a sequence. And the product, let's just write the product of a sequence. Let's try it again. Let's go a little bit to the Greek alphabet. So this is our capital P, and the capital P for the Greeks are just like that. And our lowercase p, like this. And for the Greek, it is just the same pi, but a small one. It is the pi, okay? And this is pi from product. So we're going to use this pi in here, right? Pi. Instead of sigma, remember that symbol like this, okay? Instead of sigma for S, we're going to use the P for product. And it's going to be the same thing, okay? And let's use J, right? We used I there, let's use J. J starts at 1, oops, I'm sorry, 1, and goes up to 4. Let's make like this. And the general term for this sequence, it is going to be 2J. And J goes from 1 to 4. And now let's apply the general formula. Let me see how I did this way. Okay, everything in the same color. Okay, now let's do it. Let's start with J equals 1, right? Because it starts at 1. So it is going to be 2 times 1. This is going to be the first term. Multiply it. Multiply, why? This is a product now. This is the product of a sequence. Okay? Now, the second term. Again, 2 times something. 2 times what? Well, J equals 1. Now, J equals 2. 2 times J equals 3. And again, J equals 4. And again, remember, this is J equals 1. J equals 2. J equals 3. J equals 4. Okay? And now I'm going to continue. What is that? This is going to be 2 times 4 times 6 times 8. Okay? Well, how can you do this one? You can do 2 times 4, 8, 8 times 8, it is 64. So this is going to be 6 times 64. Okay? And what is that? Well, 6 times 4, it is 24, 2, 36, 38, right? Okay, I just multiplied 6 times 4, it is 24. Let's hold 2 in here, 2 tens. 6 times 6, 36, with 2, 38. And this is the answer. 384. Nothing new, okay? The only difference it is now we are using the products. Okay, here. This is what it means. Okay, again, we are just multiplying all the individual terms of this sequence. And what is the sequence? The sequence, it is this one. It is going to be what? 2, 4, 6, 8. 6, 8, and it continues, right? The sequence continues. But we're only considering for the product the first 4 terms. Let's see now some examples of using the product of a sequence. Let's say this B. Let's make like this. The product of I goes from 1 up to 50, and the general term is going to be with this. I just use Y, I could use J, whatever. Okay, so it's going, let's say, minus 1 to Y. Let's think, okay, a little bit different this one and pause the video and think for a minute or two. Okay? Did you think? Okay, let's do it. Interesting, this one. Okay, at first you think, oh my gosh, crazy. Of course it's different. And that is when we just got at the exam and we studied everything, but we studied only the basic exercises. And you say, okay, very easy. Okay, I know everything. I'm going to ace the exam. And then the exam, they bring to you something totally different. I said, my gosh, I thought I knew everything, but I have never seen this. From where on earth did the teacher took this one? I have no idea. But if you studied everything, if you know everything, and if you understood the concepts, the base of math, then you have the tools to do it. But if you just were watching the videos and reading everything, okay, like reading in the diagonal, and chances are you are going to freak out and you're not going to do it. Okay, the first thing we have to do is we have to start. Let's start. Before freaking out, we might freak out later, but first let's just try to do it. It is the least we can do. At least try. Let's try. Well, minus 1 starts it with 1. Minus 1 to the power of 1 times. I'm going to put this, right? Okay, like this. Let's put some. This is each term, right? I'm just writing. To the power of 1, to the power of 2, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh power. And it goes on, okay? It goes on. It goes on until we reach what? Minus 1 to the power of 50, right? That is our destination. Okay, this is always minus 1. Okay, now let's see where are we going to land. Well, let's just write, what is this? This is just minus 1. This is 1. This is minus 1. This is 1. This is minus 1. Every time the power it is even, we get a positive 1, right? Negative 1. And okay, it doesn't matter, this is last one. I'm not going to look even at it, but let's just put, okay, this is even, so this is going to be a plus 1. Of course, everything it is being multiplied. Okay, now I'm going to ignore the ones. Why? Because 1 times 1 times 1 times 1, it is always 1. But I'm going to worry about the negative ones. Why? Because minus 1 with minus 1, it is a plus 1, right? Plus 1 with a negative 1, it is a negative 1. Negative 1 with a negative 1, it is a plus 1. Plus 1 with negative, and so on. So we're going to switch, okay, the signal. Now, the answer is, of course, it is going to be 1 in here, right? Of course. But the question is it a plus or a minus? Now, let's see. So, how many terms do we have? Let's just check this first. We have 50 terms in this sequence, okay? And among those 50 terms, well, half will be positive and half it is going to be negative. Agree? Okay. I'm not going to worry about the positive ones because it's going to be 1 times 1 times 1 times 1. I'm going to worry about the negative ones. Now, whenever we have like minus 1 times minus 1, we just have 1, right? So we have 2 terms in here. Now, if we have minus 1 times minus 1 times minus 1, we have 3 terms in here. Oh, this is minus 1, right? I'm sorry. This is minus 1, okay? In this case, we have a minus 1. and this is 3 terms. Meaning that whenever we have an even number of terms, we have ourselves a positive outcome. Whenever we have an odd number of terms, we are going to get a negative outcome. Well, we have an odd number of negatives, meaning that our answer it is going to be -1. Okay? Let's suppose that it goes to 100 in here. So that would mean that we would have 50 positive terms and 50 negative. In this case, it would be positive. Okay? But our answer it is -1. Interesting, this one. At least for me it is. Okay, a little bit different. I'm not going to do any more exercises of product because it is not very common. What you use most of times it is the sigma. It is the sum. Okay, this the sum of a sequence. And of course, I always forget. This is page number 8. Okay, just in case you said, oh, I just missed page number 7.